You ever notice how the rules seem to change depending on who's standing in line? That's what hit me hardest that day. Right there in the chaos of Denver International, with my twin sister beside me and hope in our hands. First class tickets to Boston, fresh braids, matching sneakers, not a care in the world except maybe which dorm to pick if we loved Harvard more than MIT. I don't care who your father supposedly is, the gate agent hissed. Yeah, he really said that, like out of some movie. You two aren't getting on this flight. And it was quiet, real quiet. Just the hum of suitcase wheels and the air so thick you could taste the insult, the kind that's sweet at first and then turns your stomach. My sister Nia just squeezed my hand. Do it, she mouthed. And that was the moment I decided, nah, we're not swallowing this again. We'd been patient. We'd been silent. We'd been what everyone wants us to be, respectful, grateful, invisible. But that day, we were done. We'd bought those first-class tickets because Dad said we deserved comfort and respect, just like anyone else. He never mentioned he was the new CEO of Mid-Atlantic Airlines. Just wanted us to move through life normal, anonymous, see the world for what it is, no shields, no perks. Dad said, "You see what you see, then you tell me what you find." I thought I knew what he meant. I didn't. So there we were, two black girls, honor students, boarding passes in hand, about to get our taste of how the world really works. The check-in guy, Trevor, didn't even look at us, looked straight past, called up the white couple behind, smiled all friendly, talked about Chicago pizza and the River Walk, acted like we were invisible. Nia, always braver, goes, "Excuse me, sir, we're next." The smile fell right off his face, just like that. "You'll have to wait your turn," he snapped, and let three more white folks through before he finally even asked us for ID, looking at our first-class tickets like we'd handed him fake Monopoly money. "You sure you're at the right counter?" He smirked, rolling our tickets between his fingers like they might stain him. "Yes, our father purchased these," Nia answered. "Cool as you like." He said he needed more ID, took our passes, disappeared into a back office where we could hear laughter, man, while the line got longer and people started whispering. 15 minutes later, he comes back, slaps our stuff down, announces to everyone, "There was an error. You've been reassigned to economy, gate 32. I'm looking at the tickets, like, this can't be happening, but it is, and he leans in, all conspiratorial, and says, "Certain people need to understand that first class isn't for everyone. You should be grateful you're getting on the plane at all." The emphasis on certain people hits different. You know what I mean. Nia's about to lose it, but I hold her back. "Let's get through security," I say, pretending it's nothing, but inside my stomach is twisting up. And as we walk off, we see Trevor making a call. I hear just enough to know he's making trouble for us further down the line. TSA wasn't any better. Random screening, the agent says, though everyone before us sailed through. This agent, Vanessa, had a look in her eye like she was enjoying every minute. Made us empty our bags, pulled out my laptop so rough I thought it'd break. "Careful, that's all my schoolwork," I blurted, which just made her sneer. "Maybe you shouldn't be flying if you're so concerned." They did a pat down that felt more like punishment, joked about our hair. You wouldn't believe what people try to hide in there. And another white lady in line tried to film it, got threatened with detention herself. By the time we were done, 45 minutes had vanished and my laptop was scratched and my spirit felt the same way. "Better hurry," Vanessa called after us. That fake sweet voice only people in power know how to use. We tried to eat at Sky High Grill to calm down. But the hostess took one look at us and claimed there was a 45-minute wait, though 5 empty tables glared back at me. "Reservations," she said, even though the website, Nia pulled it up, clearly said walk-ins only. A white couple came in behind us, got seated right away. When we pushed back, the manager swooped in, told us we were making a scene, and threatened security, his tone all calm but the words sharp as knives. I felt tears burning but refused to let them fall. Not for them. As we walked away, a Latina waitress caught up, slipped us food vouchers, whispered, "I'll be a witness if you want to file a complaint." They do this all the time. For a second, it felt like someone cared. After that, we finally got our boarding passes corrected by a tired customer service rep. No apology, just "here you go," and made it to the gate. thinking maybe the worst was over. Huh. Richard at the gate took one look, called us aside, scrutinized our IDs like we'd made them in a basement. "These don't look legitimate," he said, and when we challenged him, he called security over the loudspeaker. People stared. Some filmed. We were the show. A black supervisor, Diane, arrived. At first, I thought, finally, someone who gets it. But she pulled us aside, voice hard. "People like us need to behave if we want to be treated equally." That betrayal cut deeper than the rest. She warned us not to make trouble, let us board, but the shame was hers to own, not ours. Except the ordeal wasn't over. The last gatekeeper, a guy named Gregory, blocked us on the jet bridge, claimed our reservation triggered a security alert, made us wait while every other passenger boarded. Then, with a smirk, said the flight was overbooked and our seats had been given away. "That's not possible," I protested, but he'd already called security, painting us as aggressive troublemakers. When Nia pulled out her phone to record, security threatened to confiscate it and detain us. I saw Dad's careful planning burning away right in front of me. "Fine," I said, "we'll leave, but this isn't over." Gregory told us, "It is for today." That walk back through the terminal felt like walking underwater, every step heavy, the world watching, but no one seeing. That's when I called Dad, my hands shaking. He answered in a heartbeat, listened in silence as we recounted every humiliation, every name, every badge number. At the end, he took a deep breath. "Girls, there's something I need to tell you," he said. "I'm the new CEO of Mid-Atlantic. I booked your tickets myself, anonymously, to see how my own company treats its passengers. I wanted to see if anything had changed." My world spun. We just lived through a day of being erased by people who didn't even know who they were dealing with. Dad told us not to move, to record everything. And then things went wild. Within minutes, the airline executives started calling, offering private jets, luxury hotels, everything under the sun to make us quiet. We refused, just like Dad instructed. Then the announcement started. Every single Mid-Atlantic flight in the country was being held for safety verification. That's over 300 planes, tens of thousands of people. Social media exploded. Managers and executives scrambled. News crews showed up, but Dad didn't back down. He demanded every staffer who'd interacted with us be on his screen for an emergency meeting, threatened to keep the airline grounded until it happened. While this played out, the boardroom war began. Victor Harrington, the billionaire investor who'd never wanted Dad as CEO, tried to spin it as a meltdown, a personal tantrum. But Dad had evidence, mountains of it, of systematic discrimination, covered-up complaints, and legal risks buried for years. He called Harrington's bluff, threatened to take it to the SEC and DOJ. The board blinked. The truth was out, the tide turned, and instead of firing people, Dad forced them to face what they'd done, made them part of a council to redesign the airline from the inside. Their salaries going to civil rights groups while they learned what real accountability looked like. Meanwhile, the digital fight raged. Harrington's people tried to erase evidence, fake social posts to smear us. But we were ready. My backup scripts, witnesses like Elena, even allies in the IT department, all fought to preserve what happened. The more they tried to bury us, the more truth surfaced. Soon, Mid-Atlantic wasn't just fixing itself. Other airlines had to answer for their own patterns of discrimination. The government launched investigations. Change, the kind that burns and scars, swept through the industry. 6 months later, we walked through that same airport, Gate 32, the scene of the crime. The new agent smiled, barely looked at our IDs. "Just Boston ladies? Enjoy your flight." Diane, the old supervisor, led the cabin crew, stopped by our seats, apologized not with excuses but with tears, told us our courage had changed her, changed everything. We saw our victory not in headlines, but in the small moments. A young black girl boarding with her family, excited, not afraid, not watched. That was enough. You ever wonder if standing your ground matters? If challenging a system can really change anything? Maybe it doesn't, until the day you decide you've had enough and the world shifts, just a little, under your feet. We didn't set out to change an industry, just to take the trip we'd earned. But by refusing to be invisible, by documenting, by holding our ground. We forced a reckoning. Oh, let me ask you. Have you ever reached your breaking point with injustice? Have you ever seen power used to cover up discrimination rather than fix it? What would you have done in our shoes? Drop your story in the comments. Debate what's right and what's fair, because change doesn't start in boardrooms. It starts with people refusing to stay quiet, even when their voice shakes. If this story hits you anywhere deep, hit that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to know. Transformation begins the moment you stand up, even when it's hard. And sometimes, that's how you change the world.